All right, cool. How's everybody doing? All right. Man, thank you for staying. I know a lot of you, I think this is the first day of prep. Is that right? Is that why everybody's still here? You guys aren't tired of being here again? Right. First, I just want to introduce myself. I'll introduce Wes. Simone just got here as well. On our team, my name is Ben Deal, and here's my contact information. It's also on the flyer if you guys grab one. I'll take down myself, Wes, meet Simone. We may have another agent that's going to be here as well because you guys are getting ready to start your real estate journey. And I believe people are the most important connections you will make in this business. Real estate is a relationship business, and I would like to be a relationship to help you in your business, whether you see now is the time to join and work with us or in the future. All right. So my name is Ben Deal. I've been in real estate for 10 years. I started my journey in real estate in investing. Do we have anybody in here looking to do real estate investing? Anybody want to buy rental properties, income, create wealth? My people. All right, cool. Keep that in mind because I'm going to share with you the strategy that we use called the Investor Agent Gameplan to help you do more deals working with less people and get all of your listing leads by working with real estate investors. Does that sound good? Okay. So a couple things I just want to share with you to start. One, I want to honor you all for being here. I know a lot of you got hung up in the Trek debacle. Is that right? The portal debacle? All right, so good. So keep this in mind. This is a good test for you and your real estate business because you guys understand your real estate journey has already started, right? Getting your real estate license, the only thing it does, it allows you to transact in this business. But you guys are already in real estate. You know that? So how many people have been sharing their real estate journey already? Through your social media, talking, friends, family, letting people know? Okay. I would let you know this is an opportunity for you to start sharing that now, especially with your friends, family, your sphere of influence, social media, because you've got to tell people what you do. Because if you're not telling people what you do and how you can help them, they will not instantly reach out to you. Because the reality of real estate is this is not a business. Because you got licensed, things are just going to start happening. Real estate is an entrepreneurship business. Real estate is a business you have to sow into to reap the fruit. Do you understand that? Like just because you get licensed, nobody's going to be calling your door, knocking on your door saying, hey, I've got my house ready to sell or buy. Getting your license just gives you the opportunity to transact, okay? So it's an entrepreneurship business. The other thing that we look for specifically, and our prayer for you is as well, is that real estate is a business of entrepreneurship. Do you understand that? You're no longer in an employee business. I am not your manager. No broker is your manager. You are your own business entity. You are responsible for the results that you create in the business. The great thing about real estate is that the work you put into it, if you do the work that is very simple but not easy, if you do it consistently enough for long enough, you'll create success. Few people do, okay? And that's why I'm going to share with you what it is we do is how unique, because most people, based on the numbers in the world of real estate, do not succeed. Because, can I be real with you for a second? How many of you will not be here 1 year from now in your real estate business? If you look around this room, how many of you will no longer be here? 80%. 3 out of 4 of you will be gone from the real estate business. It's the truth. It's the numbers. Only 1 out of 4 of you will make it. I'm not here to dishearten you or like throw shade at you. It's just the reality. Because you've invested the time, energy, and effort to like get in the room. You paid your fee to be here and do all that. This is just the beginning. Your work starts now. And guess what? Real estate is a business of delayed gratification. We do business, we do work today that may show up 30, 60, 90 days, a year from now, 5 years from now. So you've got to be committed to be in the business long enough so you will get to experience that. But most people have a challenge doing the simple thing long enough. Okay? I've been in this business for 10 years. I still have the same challenges, right? And so the thing is, what we do as an investor agent, okay? So those of you that want to invest in real estate, you're listening to the right people. Those of you that want to create wealth, in and through real estate, you're listening to the right people. Those of you want to make the most money in real estate, you're listening to the right people. Because what I'm sharing with you, a majority of the brokerages out there are not doing what we are doing. Yes, all the traditional real estate works. Door knocking, sphere of influence, cold calling, all that stuff works. Open houses until you're blue in the face, they all work. But do I like doing any of that? I don't. Do any of you want to cold call for 3, 4, 5 hours a day? Anybody want to do that? But is anybody willing to do that? Right? So the thing is that we've found, with my background as a real estate investor, I got into wholesaling side. We found the key that I believe will solve the major problem in real estate, which is agent failure rate. The fact that 3 out of the 4 of you won't be here in a year is due to the fact that you won't make any money. Your spirit and your perseverance will only last so long until you get that first check, that you actually believe this works. You guys hear me? So the thing is, I've got the shortcut. For real. I did 39 deals and $10 million in sales my first year as an agent. Wes, in his first year, I met him in this room. He'll share his testimony in a second. He did 29 deals his first year. Does anybody want to do that? Okay, good. Because I guarantee no other traditional brokerage that you've talked to, heard about, stood up here and told you that. Because I've done it. Wes has done it. A lot of the people you guys heard from are employees for brokerages. They're employees trying to recruit you to get into their business so you can keep their lights on. That's it. They're looking for employees. We are not. We are here to help you build your own business that is independent even of me, our brokerage. We're partnered with EXP, our community. I want to help you build an independent, self-sustaining, market-proof business that is not dependent. It's all yours. You own it. Does anybody want that? So that's what we do. We work with real estate investors, okay? Why would you want to work with a real estate investor? Repeatable business. Like, what does that mean? What is repeatable?
They're constantly buying, selling.
So when you say constantly, how much are real estate investors buying? How much does a real estate investor buy?
It depends on.
It depends. As much as they want. Right?
Usually investors have a return.
Sure. So investors are buying as much as they want. And I would challenge you to think about working with a real estate investor that's looking to buy one rental property a year. I believe that one investor is worth 5 times our traditional homeowner. Not that they're any less important, but they're more valuable. Because guess what? I'm going to do at least 5 deals. The reality is we'll probably do 7, 8, 9, or 10 with that one person that's going to buy one property each year. Does that make sense? I'm going to work with less people. I'm going to work with one person I'm going to do 5 deals with in 5 years instead of waiting for my neighbor, my friend from church, family member that's going to buy or sell a house once every 5 to 7 years. Does that make sense? So we're going to work with less people doing more deals. And guess what? Guess what? When you start working with real estate investors, you're going to find somebody who wants to buy one house a year. You're going to find somebody who wants to buy a couple houses a year. You're going to find people who want to buy a property a month. And guess what? If you go to the institutional side and want to serve the hedge funds, they'll buy houses every day. You understand that? Like, this is how you grow and scale your business, working with less people, doing more deals. I worked with 8 people and did 39 deals. Not 39 people. Does that make sense? So if you're going to work with a buyer, you want to work with an investor buyer. Okay? If you're going to work with a seller, and if you're going to work on the sales side, you've got to get listings. Listings is the only way you can scale your business. I can only work with so many buyers. You can only work with so many buyers. There's only so much time in a day to go show houses. The good thing working with an investor buyer is that they know exactly what they want, where they want. So we're going to go look at 5 houses and we'll make offers on 3 of them. Or they'll actually buy one instead of driving around for a whole weekend showing 20 houses to, I kind of like that one. Right? which is part of the process. Working with investors is financially driven. It's not emotional. We're working by the numbers. We're working by repeatable criteria that's a rinse and repeat. Does that make sense? Because I still serve my friends, my family, my sphere of influence. Real estate's an and game. Foundationally, it's doing your business, working with real estate investors and your retail public, your sphere of influence. Does that make sense? So it's an and game. I'm not telling you, hey, don't work with those people. Don't do all the traditional real estate that works. Do that. But foundationally, we build our business working with investors. Because guess what? If you want to do 5, 10, 15, 20 transactions a year, 30 transactions a year, you only need five or six people. You understand that? I don't need 20 people. I need 5 good ones that are ready. And they're out there. And we know how to show you exactly where to find them because they're there. And guess what? You may know some of them already. Okay? So, like I said, the Investor Agent Game Plan, we have the strategy for you in terms of how to go out and do this. Okay? It's a proven strategy. Nobody else is doing it. I'm not telling you to host open houses every weekend. I'm not telling you to cold call for sale by owners, expired listings, any of that stuff. We work with real estate investor buyers and we partner with real estate investment companies to work their retail leads. Who owns a home in here? Who's got a phone call, text message, postcard, letter in the mailbox asking you what? You want to sell your house? For what? And they're calling you, yeah. Who's doing all that marketing to you?
A wholesaler or a real estate?
Real estate investors are contacting every homeowner every day across this entire country. That's how I got started. Wholesalers and investment companies, they contact every homeowner trying to find the 1 out of 1,000 homeowner that's in distress. Okay? They're trying to find the people that we can serve that are in divorce, despair, they've got a disaster issue, they're in financial straits, like foreclosure, things like that. But that's 1 out of 1,000 homeowner because that's not you, right? You're not interested. But guess what? 80% of these leads that the real estate investment companies get, they do not use. But it's a live homeowner asking, how much is my home worth? I'm thinking about selling. Could you tell me how much the house down the street is worth? Is that somebody you would like to talk to? For real? Would you like to talk to a live homeowner that wants to know information about their property? Well, guess what? Those people are out there and nobody's talking to them. But we teach you exactly how to partner with those real estate investment companies that are sending all the marketing to all of us that own homes. And we tell you exactly how to partner with them so you work their retail leads. Because guess what? This marketing game is serious business. The 2 companies I worked with here in Houston, a small startup, we ramped up to $30,000 a month in direct mail marketing. So sending out the postcards and the letters, $30,000 a month for an 8-person company. I met with thousands of homeowners. I only worked with 20% of them. 80% of the homeowners that I met with that we heard from, we didn't work with because we weren't interested because they weren't urgent. Does that make sense? Do you guys see the opportunity? Like, there are companies out there that are doing all of your work for you. Unless you want to cold call 3 hours a day, every day, for your entire career, which is great. You can do it. But there's a company that you can help and you can partner with and work all of their retail leads, convert those into listings, bring them to the market, and you can accelerate your business way faster than you can anywhere inside of the retail game. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the Investor Agent Game Plan. So we're going to walk around and give you guys these flyers that has information about what it is that we do. Okay, we are unique. We're unique to the entire real estate industry. Okay, it's not just EXP. It's not just here in Houston. We're an organization. We're a community of 4,000 agents globally. Okay, and we, at our core, we have a thread of working with real estate investors and leveraging social media. We have some of the best real estate investors, top producing agents, leaders in social media marketing that are a part of our community. And I know this is the hard thing. I shared the strategy first. Okay, the Investor Agent Game Plan is the way. Jesus is the way. But that strategy is the way to build your business. Okay, and the community is the most important. And that's where I feel for all you. Because all the people that you've come in, they really don't care about you. They don't. But the thing is, because theirs is a business. The reason why I'm here, Wes is here, Eduardo's here, Simone's here, we're here because we're invested in your success. Part of that's by the nature of VXP set up. We're an agent-owned, agent-driven company. We spend our own money to be here. We're investing our own time to be here because we're invested in your success. So if you want to run with people that have done what you want to do, if you want to partner with people that have created wealth in real estate, we have that in our team and community. If you want to work with people that are in pursuit of the same, we have that in our community. Because the biggest challenge you guys have is you only see the name or somebody that came in that sounded like they were going to give you what you want, but you have no idea who you're going to work with. You have no idea who the people are that you're going to get to surround yourself with. And for me, that's the most important part. And that's the hardest thing for you all to hear from me, because you have no idea who we are. To say, hey, we want you to join a community, well, you got to find out about us. So that's why we share with you the opportunity to, hop on a phone call, come out. We've got a lot of events that we host so you guys can understand what it is that we do. More importantly, who we are and how we do it. Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of people out there, good, bad, and indifferent. And, I believe what we're doing is unique and it's the best. If that's what you're looking for, if what I shared with you is what you're looking for. So does that make sense? Yes. All right. So I'm going to bring Wes up real quick. He's just going to share his testimony in and around his journey in real estate, how we got connected here. And then we'll pass out some of these flyers to you real quick as well, because we would love to speak with you, but I want to have Wes share what he's got.
Thank you, Ben. We turn this guy around, and I'm going to make the face follow me. Thank you guys for allowing us to be here. I have the dead cat fell off. 1 second. I'm going to put the dead cat in that's what they call it. All right. I'm going to write my number up here in red. Does red work? Let's see. Yes. All right. That's me. Okay. It's a little embarrassing that I am here in front of you today. There really should not be a place for me and a story like mine to stand up in front of a group of people like you. One of the things that Ben was saying is that sometimes we're a fit for people, sometimes we're not. If you are more of an employee mindset, like you need an office to go to and somebody to tell you what to do during the day, then we're definitely not a good fit for you. If you're like an entrepreneur and you like to set the tone for your business and run as fast as you want to run, then we're the wolf pack. So we run together, we win together. That's what we do. But I just want to serve as a testimony for you guys real quick. Not even 2 years ago, I was sitting in this same class, prep class, right back where this lady, same exact chair where this lovely lady is. And I had my cousin, she was 20, no, goodness, she's older than that. She's like 34, but she was moving out of one career into real estate, and she joined a big brokerage, big box brokerage. I'm not going to tell you the name. We're not supposed to put people against each other or anything like that. But she was the rookie of the year in 2023. Okay. And like 16 million in transactions. And I was like, I'm going to that brokerage and I'm riding that girl's coattails because she made all the stages, the magazines. And sure enough, when I walked in the brokerage, they led me around. This is such and such's cousin. Hey, this is such a, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, And so I'm like, yeah, this is definitely where I'm going to be. And then they told me how they do business, and I got very, very discouraged. I was like, oh my gosh, you take how much money and you do what with it? It was something that really depressed me because I turned 50 Thursday. You're welcome. Look at that. I know. Some of us have the good genetics. I do not. But anyway, I turned 50 on Thursday. When I sat in this classroom 2 years ago, I came back to class after I met with that brokerage, and I was defeated. I didn't know if I really wanted to go into real estate. I didn't know if it could answer my problem. And then Ben walked into this class and said exactly what he just said to you, and my heart leapt within me. And I knew that he had a solution to what I was facing. What was I facing? Well, at 48 years old, I had zero money to my name, no savings account, no investments, no crypto, no stocks, no IRAs, nothing. We did that on purpose. I've been a pastor for 30 years, way back a long time ago. I prayed a very dangerous prayer. I'm going to tell you what the prayer is, but please don't write it down. Don't pray it. It probably will not go good for you like it did not go good for me. But I just said a simple prayer. I said, Lord, how can I live a life that best pleases you? I was at a problem in my life because there was a lot of preachers that were getting exposed for basically hypocrisy, saying one thing behind the pulpit, living a different way outside the pulpit. And I did not want to be that person. I wanted my words and my walk to align. And so I said, hey, what can I do? I don't care about anybody else. What can I do? And to my shock and awe, he actually said something to me. I heard it louder than audible. I was walking to a class and he said, Wes, for the next 20 years, I want you to give everything away. And I went, what? I didn't know what that meant, but I knew it was a big deal. And my wife needed to be involved with that. She was at a women's retreat. I gave her a call, said, hey, sweetheart, I heard something about our life. I need you to pray about it. Be ready for a good discussion when you get home. She said, oh, actually, this morning I heard something about our life too. And I need you to pray and be ready for a good discussion when I get home. I said, sure thing. Write it down in your notebook. I'll write down what I got and then we'll compare notes. She gets home the next night. She opens up her notebook. Right there at the top of the page, it says, for the next 20 years, give everything away. So what we decided to do for us, no further instructions than that, is that we took our bank accounts to zero every single month. Anything we had come in, we gave out. We've dug water wells. We have built orphanages. We have taken medical care all over the world. We literally have given, if y'all know about tithing in the church where you give 10%, we basically did a reverse tithe. We lived on 10% and we gave 90% away. That's basically what it ended up being for our life. And so at the age of 48, I'm like, it's probably a good idea to start thinking about retirement. So I said, what are we going to do? My wife goes, I don't know. What are we going to do? And she says, well, what about real estate? And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. It's the number one wealth building class of all time. It's made more millionaires than all the other asset classes combined. We know some millionaires in real estate and they're dumber than a box of rocks. We don't even know how they tie their shoes every morning. It's like, if they can do it, maybe we got a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? And she says, but don't we need money? I said, well, I don't know. I really don't know if we need money or not need money. I said, but let's give it a shot. So I started school here. March and April of 2024, I did real estate school. And then when Ben walked in the room, just like this, about 50 people in the room, he says, how many here want to build wealth in real estate? Me and 3 other people raised our hands. And I knew right then why 80% of people don't keep going after their first year. They don't know what they don't know. And they don't have the fire in order to get what they want. If you need a brokerage to give you leads, then you are not an entrepreneur, you're an employee. Period. You're not running your own business if you're tied to them for everything you get. Okay? So I heard him talk about the Investor Agent Gameplan. And I'm like, I think I can do that. Real simple principle. 5 investors. They will do a minimum of 5 deals per year. So 5 times 5 is what? That's how many they're going to buy in the year. When I source the property, I get that fee. And then when they flip it or sell it, I get the fee down here. So that's at least this many transactions unless they're going to buy and hold it. That's 50 with just 5 people. Can you see how this is leverage? I did 29 deals with 9 people. Ben did more than I did, but he was already, he's better than me, okay? No. But he coached me on how to do this. This is why. So is it hard to find investors? No. I found 13 investors in 11 minutes laying in my bed like a month ago. It's super easy to find investors. They're calling out, asking for people to come find them properties. They're begging people to find them properties. Eduardo, he's my good buddy. He's been on the team since October, right? He has done 16 transactions in the last 6 months. He just left a $2 million listing that he's showing an investor that he helped on a property with an investment. Now the investor's using him to buy his personal home. That's the type of network and connections that we do. And so this has radically changed my life. The community has changed my life. This way of transacting business is not for everybody. You need to be an entrepreneur. You need to have some guts. You need to have some grit. You need to be able to get up and do what you need to do. But we lay it all out for you. It's not hard. Do you have agents on the team that have done no deals? Yes. There's one sweet girl, love her. She's one of my best friends. She's a night nurse. She's been on the team almost 2 years, hasn't done one deal. Why? I don't know. I actually got way out of property. I was listening in Waco. She got in the car with me. We drove up there. On the way there, I found her 3 investors. I found her 2 properties. While she was working, I'm telling her what to do as I'm driving. And then I'm like, okay, send off the deals. She sends off the deals, and then she doesn't do anything with it. The investor ends up calling me because I gave her my investors. Hey, I want that property. I can't. She's ghosted me. Y'all see what I'm saying? So my testimony is very simple. 29 deals my first year. My second year, I'm now 10 months into my second year. I've done 54 transactions this year. So it has radically changed my family's life. It has radically changed who we are for retirement. And we're having an incredible time. So we invite you to at least book a call. Here we have to say, we're not going to be like a pressure sales. We don't do that. If it's a fit, it's a fit. It's great. If it's not, it's okay. But that's it. We have the flyer in front of you. Please scan that flyer, book a call with Ben, myself, you can talk to Eduardo or Simone. Any of these guys are incredible agents on our team. And so that's what we have for you. We can do it together. We can build wealth together, because when we run together, we will win together. There you go.
Did your wife become a realtor as well?
No, she doesn't need to. No, she's been a massage therapist for almost 30 years. And so she really enjoys giving me full-time massages, like hot stone, essential oils. Yes.
I love it. We should get her.
So, but yeah,
Yes.
can we give Wes a hand real quick? Yeah. So just, I'm excited for you. Your journey in real estate. It's a great time to get into the business. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why you want to work with investors, because the other thing, investors are buying all the time. Okay. So no matter what's happening, no matter who's in office, what's happening on the other side of the world, what's happening with the economy, investors are always buying, and they're buying right now. Okay. So we can help you go out, build your business working with investors. My challenge to you, since hopefully we'll see you again, we'll talk to you soon. You guys are in the room getting ready to take your license. You've already been through the first challenge and the biggest opportunity that I love in real estate. And that is, real estate is a faith-driven business. Okay. Real estate's all about faith. Yes, it can be, your relationship with Christ, whatever, what that may be for you. But it's also, faith is about endurance and staying to it. You guys have already had this challenge that you've gone through by, getting caught in this like technology thing that happened at Trek. That's your first test. Yeah. So my next challenge to you is going to be, it's like, hey, you're in the room. One, you're never going to feel like you know the information. It is just, there's way too much time, way too much information you guys have been through. So schedule the test. Okay. Commit and schedule the test. That's it. So schedule it. And the other thing I'll share with you, the closest testing location to you most likely won't have the soonest time. So you may have to drive 20, 30 minutes across town to take that test. Does that make sense? Okay. The last thing I'll share with you is your little tip. Study how to take a multiple choice test. Okay. This is like going back to high school to college. Like, go through and study the strategy on how to take a multiple choice test. Because there's a lot of word games they play. There's a lot of things you can do. So strategically how to take the test, because the information's so overwhelming. Some of you may have started this journey a year ago or more. Like when you started taking these classes, or even if it was months ago, it's just way too much information. So does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So we'll hang out for a little bit. If you want to chat with us, we'll stop talking at you for now. But we would love to talk with you. Scan the code and we'll hop on a call with us. We'll talk soon. All right. Cool.